Hi to you for this new video, and today, I will try to explain to you the principle behind extending your leg. When you drive the ball while accelerating or running at full speed, I know it's a little complicated to figure that out. But hey, I will try as much as possible to be a little clearer than what I have been in the previous videos. And if you still don't understand, again I will try to answer and try to explain a little more in the comments. But since it's something rather complicated to explain, I try to do my best. So, the first thing with this principle is that extending your leg, what is it? Extending your leg. It's your leg stretching forward like that. When I talk about extending your leg, that's what I'm talking about. It means you extend your leg forward. See, that's extending your leg like that. Just know that you can extend your leg forward and also backwards. And when the position is neutral, it is like that. So when I talk about driving the ball by extending your leg, you really have to extend your leg as far as possible from your hips, so that your leg goes as far as possible. And what will it create? It will make it very difficult for you to put too much force into the ball when you hit it every time extending your leg, for the simple reason that there is a limit to how far your leg can go. So, let's say you extend your leg as much as possible, for example like that, and you touch the ball. See how hard I can push the ball. You see. If I extend my leg like this, I can hardly push the ball with every touch. So what is actually going to happen? It is that when you extend your leg, while driving the ball, with each touch that you make, the force which you put will be determined by the momentum or speed that you have. For example, the faster you go, the more force you will put in the ball whenever you touch the ball while extending your leg. The great advantage with this technique is that you don't have no need to adjust your leg according to the speed at which you are going. Your leg will adjust the ball automatically, so the faster you go touching the ball while extending your leg. With the momentum, the farther the ball will go. And compared to that, the difference with what most people do is they drive the ball below the hip, so in a neutral position like that. When you're in a neutral position like that, what will then happen? You are going to drive the ball by cushioning it with every touch. You're going to cushion it. And what will happen when you cushion it? 1. You have the potential to push it much further than when you drive it in extension. For example, if I drive the ball while extending my leg, like I said and repeat, I can't push it any further than that, for example. And there, really, I exaggerated the gesture, I exaggerated the push. But if, for example, I drive the ball below my hip, I can push it as far as I want. Because it is naturally like that. You can push it as far as you want. And you can see, I didn't push it hard at all when I did it. And so, compared to that, what is going to happen when you drive the ball below your hip while cushioning is 1. You're going to slow down. You're not going to go as fast as if you were hitting it while extending your leg. And 2. You potentially have more force that you can put into the ball. Because like I said, when you push it from here you can push it a lot further, and so potentially you can make a mistake. The only mistake you can make when driving the ball while extending your leg is that you can miss a touch from time to time. It means that when you drive the ball and are running with it, at one point you will try to touch the ball, but will miss it because it was too far away. This is the only mistake you can make. But once you miss it, you can touch it again straight away, because most of the time you will be able to reach it on the very next step. Leo Messi, when he scored his famous solo goal against Getafe, the goal that many people compared to the one scored by Diego Armando Maradona. If you notice, when he accelerates with the ball, he's always touching the ball in extension, extending his leg. But at some point, since he's using this technique, at some point, he's going to try to push the ball again by extending his leg. But the ball was too far away. And what will happen? It is that he will miss the touch, but will be able to touch it shortly after. By the way, forcing yourself to touch the ball by extending your leg, and also having your driving foot as far from your supporting foot as possible are both related. These two details are linked. So when he misses his touch, you'll see then right after that, he's going to touch it up below his hip, or not really far from his hip, just because the ball much closer to him in between. And so this is what extending your leg is. It will allow you to keep the ball much closer to you, and also to really push the ball according to the speed or momentum you have. It is something super useful. Last thing in the video on how to control your speed with the ball, and the one on how to control your ball at maximum speed. I had compared shooting and driving the ball. I have said that they were the same thing. In this video, I will try to explain a little more what I meant by that. So when you shoot, logically, when you shoot, you're going to make contact with the ball just below your hip. I will shoot with a little more conviction. The thing is, I didn't warm up. You can see in slow motion when I hit the ball, I hit it below my hip, and that's normal. That is what we do to hit it as hard as possible. You have to hit it below your hip. Now the difference with, when I shoot while extending my leg, is if I try to hit like that by extending the leg, it will be like that. That is hitting while extending the leg, as you can see there, in slow motion. You can see that there, extending my leg when I hit it, you can't have as much momentum and force as when you hit it just below your hip. So in relation to that, what you have to understand is that, the same goes for driving the ball. All you want to do is put as little force into the ball as possible, or use your speed to put power into it. And so, therefore, you are always going to have the opportunity and the possibility to keep the ball as close to you as possible, rather than pushing it maybe further if you were driving it just below your hip. So, that's what I meant by that. And as I said earlier, when you drive the ball just like that, cushioning it on every touch, you always have the possibility of pushing it much further like that, for example. If, for example, you push it by extending your leg. When you push it by extending your leg, again, if I want to force myself to push it as far as possible, I'm not going to be able to push it very, very far. If I really extend my leg as far as I can push it. It's like that. And again, if I push it that way, you realize that I will always be able to get it back right after. See, I'm still going to keep picking it up right after. And that's what makes this technique special. If you can master that, driving your ball, while extending your leg, you're always going to keep it close to you, and you're never going to be able to push it too far away from your body to lose it. One thing I would really like to clarify is that when you touch the ball, you don't touch it with the toe. Myself, I mainly touch it with the top of my foot, the top of my foot. This is the part that is there, between the laces and the toe. This part there, it is with this part that I drive the ball, and that I always try to touch it. Because 1, I go more in a straight line, and 2, it really allows me to extend my leg properly when I do. So there you have it, that's it for this video. I hope it's way clearer than it was before. If not, let me know in the comments. If you liked this video, you can look at this one too, which is 20 moves you can do as a winger. It's a video that can serve as inspiration, and that can help you just before any game to have a little more inspiration and creativity in your head. And of course, when you are facing a player, you do him dirty. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Bye.